A few days later, Biggs was calling in a favor, and Wayno was heading to Fair Haven for a meeting he wasn't sure he wanted to attend. Sondo was expecting him. Wayno had heard about Sondo, smart, cold, and a man who didn't take kindly to liars. If Wayno told him what he'd seen, it would light a fuse that could tear the neighborhood apart. But Biggs had made it clear this wasn't a request. If he wanted to keep his place in the crew, he had to show up and tell the truth. Wayno arrived at the dimly lit warehouse in Fair Haven, his nerves simmering beneath his calm exterior. He pushed open the door, finding Sondo waiting for him near a stack of crates. The place was quiet, just the two of them, shadows stretching across the dusty floor. "Sondo," Wayno greeted, his voice low and steady. He had learned long ago that in this line of work, showing nerves could cost you. Sondo looked him up and down, his gaze hard and appraising. "Wayno," he replied. "Biggs said you got something I need to know, and it better be worth my time." Wayno took a slow breath, steadying himself. "It's about Remy," he began, his voice barely above a whisper. "I saw what happened to him. Maniac and Psycho, they're the ones who did it. It was about protection money. They wanted him to pay, and he refused. Maniac strangled him. Psycho just stood there, watching." Sondo's jaw tightened, a flicker of rage flashing in his eyes. He paced for a moment, processing what he'd heard. "Protection money?" he muttered. Remy wasn't supposed to be dealing with them at all. Maniac and Psycho. Dirty bastards. Wayno kept his expression neutral, watching Sondo's reaction carefully. "I only told one person, but Biggs found out, and I think he wanted you to know, so it didn't come back on him." Sondo stopped pacing, fixing Wayno with a hard stare. "Biggs didn't do this out of the kindness of his heart. He's just covering himself. But you," he pointed a finger at Wayno, "you're taking a risk by telling me all this. You understand what this means?" Wayno nodded, his face unreadable. "I do, but it had to be said. Remy was one of ours." Sondo considered this, his expression softening just a bit. "Good. Then this stays between us until I'm ready to deal with it." Wayno nodded again, his face a mask, and without another word, he turned to leave. As he walked out of the warehouse, he felt a strange sense of relief. He had done his part. Now, whatever storm came next, was on Sondo's shoulders, and Wayno, the quiet watcher from the shadows, would go back to where he belonged, knowing, but saying nothing. The revelation was a bombshell. Sondo realized that Remy's death was more than a gang killing. It was a message. Remy had been paying Maniac and Psycho, just like Biggs said. But if he tried to end that arrangement, he would have made himself a target. But what now?
I'm just trying to hit another lick and put my dogs on. Free my niggas till I see my niggas, cause we all wrong. Pour a lick and roll another with you, this my song, y'all. Funerals, I just miss my dudes that I could call on.